it's probably clear by now that this is quite informal gathering, quite informal meeting, which might indicate my choice of trousers also. Now, the thing I like to underline here is that there was suggesting that two things. One is that when you that will be divided into presentations and discussions. So the focus here will be on interaction, on discussions. This is the real intention behind the idea behind these meetings. That will allow room, not only allow room, but really, in the first place, I would say, discussions are the most important part of the meetings. But of course, there must be a presentation first, otherwise there might not so much discussed. So, presentation, and then we try to limit that to 45 minutes. 40, not 4 to 5, 45. And for this purpose, I have a kind of domestic device here, and, which I can say, well, it's no comparison to eggs here, but I mean, I think yes, 45 minutes we can have something click or sound or whatever.
That means that everybody's cooked.
Everybody's cooked, yes. Well done. And that is the firstly the signal here, and then I think we could start up discussions. In the very start of the presentation, it would be very interesting if we could possibly in just a few minutes give your background. What is your motivation for this, for the work that you're doing for the presentation? What is the basic idea behind? It's very interesting in most cases, I would say, to know about people's motivations. It gives a great deal of, like an overview of the whole thing. Then for practical reasons, you are free to walk around here, anywhere, also upstairs if you want, to rifle through the bookshelves or whatever, and outside when the weather allows, and well, Tim is not here, our meteorologist yet.
He's not going tomorrow.
He's tomorrow anyway, but he's a forecast man, weather forecast. But the immediate weather forecast I think is pretty good. So I don't want to be very long here about this introduction, so as I say, you're welcome and please free. So, how to? I leave the word to our chairman.
I'm not chairman. No,
I was joking. That is the chairman.
Organise the programme. I have the dubious honour of opening this, of setting a very low standard. I think Stephen says that everybody else can shine. But George, thank you once again for allowing us to use your facilities here. And thank everybody for actually giving up their time to come and take part in this discussion. I hope you get something out of it. Okay, well, can I have my machine on?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I like this idea of splitting the thing into sharp presentation and discussion. So as far as I'm concerned, I would be happy if people interrupted.
Oh yes, well that is perhaps...
I mean, I think it depends very much on individuals. If somebody likes to, concentrate and present a 45-minute straight up, that's fine.
I think that was implied by the informal character.
Yeah, that was my idea, that if people want to do it that way, then... And because I want to do it that way. So I don't... I'm cramped with formal presentations, actually. Although much of this is a formal presentation. No, this is not my lecture.
Perhaps we should...
I will... sorry, George.
Move the guitar here.
Yeah. And this is another reason why I'm starting, you see, because we're getting all the bugs on our names.
We're very grateful.
Sorry?
We're very grateful.
It's a kind of training.
Oh, that's very good. I never like that sign down there.
It's very ominous.
It always worries me.
But you were very early.
Oh, it's actually timing. Counting down, oh, it's counting. I thought that's how much time I had left.
45 minutes. Okay, so the early one gets the bird.
Yeah. Well, I think I've got to say something about do I need to say anything about my background? I mean, my background was working for many, many years with David Bones, who has actually, really I owe almost everything to him because of the years we spent together worrying about quantum theory, worrying about general relativity, worrying about consciousness, worrying about language, worrying about the philosophy of this and the philosophy of that. So I come from a general background in lots of things, although David was really wonderful in his grasp of all these deep concepts. And what I've been doing since he died was sort of trying to provide some of the mathematical structure that will help his ideas on the implicate order, which I'm going to say a little bit about to give you background. Try to use the mathematics to help formulate this in a more concrete way than simply what a lot of physicists think is just a hand waving story, as we left it, and particularly his book on the wholeness and the implicate order, which physicists have looked at and have found it rather vague, and I've been trying to make it a little bit less vague. Whether I've succeeded or not, of course, is another matter. But, it's terrible. I want to say something and you can't get the picture that's supposed to support all this.
Give us a song, man.
Well, I should sort of say in gathering people here, I mean, I think there is a common theme that we're all interested in, and we've all got our own expertise on different aspects of it. So I hope it's not just a load of disparate spirits flying off in different directions. There seems to be a lot of things to talk about.
So you're preferring fermionic interaction or bosonic interaction?
Well, they both have their place, actually. I hope not fermionic. I think I'm not sure I would prefer the bosonic. Fermionic makes people are excluded, of course.
Not in the same state.
Not in the same state. That can lead to chaos.
Coherent state.
Unless it's a coherent state, yes, that would be ideal. You've got a time lock on this? It's like waiting for the bank to open.
I will wait for enlightenment.
Hooray! At long last. Sorry, sorry.
It's fine.